From rushing the first Justice League movie to questioning the franchise's next move, should the new DC Universe prioritize another team-up movie? Well, let's dive into some of the details, shall we? Alright, so James Gunn as the new co-president brings hope to a new universe. I mean, he's definitely got experience in this particular genre with two very successful supergroup films. After all, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have brought all of us tears of joy, laughter, and sorrow. So naturally, some people think that the filmmaker is probably the best person to guide the universe. In fact, the current slate announced by him looks promising to say the least. The upcoming team film includes The Authority, while a show called Creature Commandos will be written by Gunn. Neither of these is as big as a Justice League movie, and the entire phase doesn't include anything of that caliber. Which is a good thing, right? James isn't rushing into it, unlike a certain director whom I shall not name. The DCEU had two Batman and Superman movies, then bam, the Justice League. Which wasn't safe in the hands of Warner Brothers either. Nope, not at all. No one bothered looking into what went on behind the scenes and blamed the theatrical release's failure on Zack Snyder. Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to mention his name. Now, Snyder fans, on the other hand, have a completely different attitude toward the future of DC. They never wanted Gunn on board in the first place, and they want the second part of Zack's Justice League. One chunk of the audience doesn't want a rushed League film, while the other wants one before any of the upcoming projects. In fact, they're actually fine with the Snyderverse consisting of a trilogy. That's if you exclude Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam. In their defense, Zack laid out the basis of the overall universe, and each solo project could continue from where he left off. The studio thought otherwise and fired him a while after the negative reviews of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. It still stings a bit to some of us, to be honest. Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill were really good in their respective roles, but according to Gunn, out with the old and in with the new. As mean as it sounds, out with the old is in a literal sense. He wants a younger cast to depict the characters during the early years of their time as heroes. That's what Superman Legacy will be all about, as confirmed in that video the co-president uploaded. The film will explore how Clark Kent tries to balance his life as the Man of Steel and a journalist at the Daily Planet. How exciting! If you think about it, this is probably the best initiative for the DCEU. I don't mean to compare this franchise with its rival, but come on. Marvel makes it all look so easy. But ever since Endgame, the number of haters has been on a steady rise. One of the main reasons is the lack of quality, but there's also the fact that there are like 5 movies in a year with 3 shows. First, do we even have the time to watch all of that? Second, it's starting to get a little too much from the MCU. I mean, the initial phases were kind of perfect for this genre. Solo movies to introduce the characters and an epic team-up to connect all their arcs into one big finale. It took around 2 decades to conclude the Avengers with Iron Man and Thanos. And to no one's surprise, it ended up being the highest-grossing film of all time. Well, second highest. No one can beat James Cameron by a long shot. 20+ years of storytelling, awesome crossovers, successful movies, and millions of fans worldwide. That's what the DCEU is trying to gain, right? Now, I'm not sure if Zack was thinking long-term with his vision. Unfortunately, it didn't go according to plan. Gunn and Peter Safran's first chapter to the universe, titled Gods and Monsters, is the Marvel equivalent to Phase 1. It's got 3 solo movies introducing us to the new Batman, Superman, and Supergirl. Shows include Booster Gold and Lanterns. Sure, some of us would have loved other movies giving us a glimpse at League members like Wonder Woman and Cyborg, but this is a fresh new start. You may not agree, but these projects are perfect to kickstart the universe. Think about it for just a second. Batman and Superman are must-haves, right? As far as the shows are concerned, we're finally getting Green Lantern in live action. DC fans are tired of thinking about that CGI green-suited hero from 2011. I mean, please, just give us a villain that's not Hector Hammond. Some of us couldn't sleep at night because the guy was so creepy. The Guardians of the Galaxy director is trying to shape the new universe with origin stories like these to give a grand finale. Now, the particular conclusion wasn't stated in the announcement, but the expectations are pretty high. We're getting new and refreshing characters that have never been on screen before. It's not confirmed whether any of this will be linked to The Flash, which will be rebooting the previous franchise. Let's just say that's a rather creative way to change the course of the franchise. We've seen it in the comics with the Flashpoint paradox, and I'm pretty sure the movie is following that same storyline. Okay, almost the same storyline. Maybe after Barry resets the timeline, the DCEU can learn from its previous mistakes. After all, rushing a Justice League in the first place wasn't the right move. I'll be siding with the haters on this, so to any Snyder fans out there, please don't be offended by any of this. Having 6 characters teaming up and stopping a threat close to Darkseid in just the third movie was kind of over the top, don't you think? Where's the world building? I mean, fans didn't even get a clear picture of what Gotham City looked like. And no, Mr. Snyder, making your movies over 3 hours long doesn't make up for the lack of origin stories. Sure, the first 2 movies did decently at the box office. Aquaman surprised us all with the billion. Despite all that, everything was all over the place. It just didn't suit the general audience that was looking for something more than a franchise with a few movies before the spark died. So in a nutshell, no. The DCEU should not prioritize a Justice League movie. They have all the time in the world to compete with the MCU. Besides, Kevin Feige mentioned how Marvel has stories that can be told over a span of 80 years. 80 years! Do you think they'll still be mentioning Iron Man then too? Maybe, who knows? But seriously, Gunn needs to prioritize setting up a universe before ending it. It's great to see the Green Lantern Corps getting the recognition they deserve. There are so many stories and universes to explore with this group of space warriors, it's insane. Booster Gold, along with the presumed Flash, played by Ezra Miller, can be the ones to introduce the concept of multiverses and time travel. See, DC already has a jump start with the Flash and his crazy parallel universe antics. The new co-presidents should go berserk with this new and improved universe. Explore every inch of the galaxy if that's what it takes. With Jason Momoa leaving and rumored to be suiting up for Lobo, it looks like they're doing just that. You don't need a huge team-up movie or a crossover to make your characters shine. DC Comics is full of amazing and compelling heroes and villains that can shine on their own. That's why the Justice League can wait, and the DCEU should not prioritize that movie for now.